Delaware County's only live television newscast from Ball State University's Unified Media Newsroom. You're watching NewsLink Indiana Midday.
Welcome to NewsLink Indiana Midday. I'm Connor Mayberry. An 18-year-old high school student from Mooresville, just southwest of Indianapolis, is in the custody of police. Police say she was plotting a mass shooting at her high school. Officials say Trinity J. Shockley was planning a school shooting for today, Valentine's Day. Someone who saw Shockley's social media post reported her to a tip line. Police received warrants to search Shockley's home and arrested the teen. Father Timothy Shockley owned an AR-15, ammunition, and bulletproof vest. Although officials say the equipment was not kept in the house, authorities say Trinity Shockley has been searching for mental health resources for a number of years, but her father denied her access to them. The Trump administration is calling for more pink slips to be handed out. Thursday, agencies were instructed to continue with layoffs for federal government prohibitionary workers. This applies to more than 200,000 employees, most of whom have been on the job for less than 2 years. The most recent trimming took place at the Department of Energy and Veteran Affairs earlier this week. Terminations were announced at the Department of Education, the Small Business Administration, and the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Since entering the White House last month, President Donald Trump and advisors Elon Musk have convinced more than 75,000 employees to take a voluntary buyout package. The Vatican says Pope Francis was admitted to a hospital in Rome to undergo treatment for bronchitis and receive medical exam. The 88-year-old Pontiff has been struggling with respiratory illnesses in the recent weeks, forcing him to ask aides to read speeches and addresses for him. CNN Christopher Lamb has more.
Well, Pope Francis has been suffering from bronchitis for several days now, and he is going to be in the Gemelli Hospital behind me on the 10th floor, where there's a special suite of rooms for him to undergo tests and treatment to try and deal with the respiratory problem that he has. Now, the Pope, despite having had bronchitis, has been keeping up a very hectic pace of meetings and events. And indeed, I saw him this morning in the Vatican when the Pope received Mark Thompson, the CEO of CNN, in a private audience. The Pope seemed mentally alert, but is clearly struggling to speak for long periods due to his breathing difficulties. Now, Francis has been asking aides to read his speeches because he just doesn't have the lung capacity to speak for long periods of time. Francis has been vulnerable to these respiratory infections. He's been hospitalized for bronchitis in the past, and as a young man had part of his right lung removed. Now, the Vatican says the Pope has cancelled his meetings for the next 3 days as he undergoes these treatments and tests for bronchitis. Christopher Lamb, CNN, Rome.
It's time to celebrate love and friendship, and whether you think Valentine's Day is a Hallmark holiday or not, this is a good time to show everyone you care about how much you appreciate them. But experts say not to forget about gifting those sentiments to yourself. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither explains why you should try self-love today and always.
From candy to cards, balloons, and stuffed animals, there's love in the air on Valentine's Day.
But do we give that same love to ourselves? And a lot of times the answer is no.
Jody Baumstein with Children's Healthcare of Atlanta's Strong for Life program says it can be harder to give the gift of self-love. Start by prioritizing self-care, whether that's taking a long shower, a few minutes to yourself, going on a walk, or hanging out with friends.
What we're saying is that we matter, and that staying in balance, kind of staying attuned to what we feel and what we need is really important, not just now, but for the long term as well.
Baumstein says to also set healthy boundaries. It's okay to walk away from things that feel overwhelming. She says to also practice self-compassion, be patient with yourself, and implement positive self-talk. Tell yourself things that you'd tell someone else you love. She says all of these things are important for children to see you doing.
If we make a mistake and we fall apart and we're super critical and really, really harsh, they're going to learn to do that exact same thing.
Finally, Baumstein says to practice self-acceptance, which can help boost mood and self-esteem.
Yes, I can continue to grow and evolve, and there are things I can do to better myself, but I'm enough today. I love myself as I am today. I don't need to be different.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
In a world of social media, Baumstein says we tend to focus on not being good enough. That's why she says parents and children should have regular conversations about things they do love about themselves, and to prioritize that space. While most of the fires in California are contained, the Golden State isn't in the clear just yet. This time, it's too much rain in the fire zone. Heavy rain is flooding roads, and Santa Barbara emergency services are monitoring the area and using flood prevention tools to rescue those in need of much of the state is facing disasters such as floods and mudslides, which threatens emergency workers and people who live there. Let's take a look at today's NewsLink Indiana weather. These are the conditions right now. It's 19 degrees under partly sunny skies. Expect increasing cloudiness today with a high in the low to mid-30s. Get ready for the deep freeze in the 7-day forecast. After a high of around 40 tomorrow, high temperatures will drop into the teens for the most of next week. And this weekend looks wet. The calendar says we're in the middle of winter, but believe it or not, prom season is just around the corner. And the Girl Coalition of Indiana has paired up with the Muncie Police Department to make sure everyone can enjoy the memorable event by making it affordable for all. NewsLink Indiana Ava Lenz reports.
Prom. It's the night every girl dreams about from a young age. For some girls, shopping for the perfect prom dress can be thrilling, but for others, the cost of a dress can be a challenge. Girls Coalition of Indiana and the Muncie Police Department have paired up and want to make sure that every girl gets a chance to have their dream dress.
I know that a large percentage of the Muncie Central students face economic hardship, and I never want that to be a barrier to them being able to go to functions like prom. And we want to make sure that every single girl in this community is able to do that if she wants to.
The two organizations hope to have a positive impact on the community and want to make sure that every girl has a chance to go to prom.
For us, the impact we're hoping is that girls feel empowered, girls feel a sense of worth and belonging, because the breadth of the work we do are based around girls and their interest in supporting and elevating them.
Every dress donated is a chance to make a dream come true. Donating these dresses can not only make a community come together, but can make prom night a little bit more special to girls. In Muncie, Ava Lenz, NewsLink Indiana.
The drive will take place on March 26 at Muncie City Hall. To donate any gently worn prom dresses and accessories, contact Aaron Phillips at aphillips@muncie.in.gov. And that's your NewsLink webcast for today. Thanks for joining us. Be sure to join us tonight at 6:57 on Ball State PBS for news anywhere, anytime. Go to ballstatedaily.com.